Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a little lunch fast stream for mostly my Euro Bros and no. Let me let you listen to me biting into this wonderful salmon bagel. Mmm. Mmm. Yum yum. So, for those of you who do not know yet, this it's basically like Dr. Fox in chat just said, Corpse Dew Valley, or Blood Harvest Moon, as I like to call it. Also, hey there, UXJ, I suppose you are Ghost. Thank you for coming to watch my stream. I will be drinking and eating throughout the stream, so be prepared for that. But yeah, I thought we could use a nice palate cleanser after the disastrous development history that that turned out to be We Happy Few that Anono has been streaming. I'm not sure if you guys have been following that, but yeah, it's not very good. But I've been with Graveyard Keeper from the alpha, which actually wasn't that long, so I suppose it was almost already pretty complete. But they ironed out some bugs, and I helped, and that made me feel good. But yeah, this game's release is much more complete, much less broken, it seems so far. So let us jump right in. As you see, I already have a leftover thingy from the alpha. We're gonna delete that and make a new game. The live streaming button lets me live stream to Twitch or Mixer, but not to YouTube. It is an ordinary day, and our hero is hurrying home. Even in everyday routine, there's a place for loving and feeling good. Especially when you know that someone misses you. Aww. Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't stare at your phone. What happened? Where is everything? Calm down. You've merely turned a page in your life. A whole new chapter awaits you. But I need to go home. Can I go home now? There is always a way to get home. Let's see. Your new home is a graveyard. Does that mean I'm dead? It means you're a graveyard keeper now. But I need to go home to my love. My love. So very specific. Then you need to be a good graveyard keeper. You should dig up Gary. He'll helpfully sort everything out. Who? What a strange vision. What is this nightmare? Okay, let's find Gary. And this is Graveyard Keeper. We're this stout man with the glorious fucking beard. Pretty cozy cabin. Excuse me. Pretty cozy cabin. Actually, pretty luxurious cabin by medieval-ish standards. Because it has it has 2 rooms and even has a cellar. But we're gonna get to that later because, as you see, there's this insistent arrow pointing us outside. So let's look into that. Holy sword, I'm a skull! Are you Gary? Why would you think I'm Gary? A man with a red eye told me that I need to dig up Gary. By the way, that man with the red eye is a reference to Red Eye, I remember. I'll tell you later. Oh, Sard, that's right, I'm Gary. How did you find me? The man told me that you'd answer all my questions. Good, good, but first let me ask you, who are you and where the Sard are we? I must be dreaming. None of this can be real. You're the new graveyard keeper. What else do I remember? Let me think. I remember that sound. Let's go check it out. Everything is so strange. None of this makes sense. I definitely remember that bell and a donkey. Donkey! You know, I think I'll be better if I wait for you here. I might scare the poor thing. And I'm just getting a call. Hello?
Yes, okay, no, should be. I was listening on stream and everything.
I hope everybody can hear our conversation. This is my good friend Ghost, who those of you who have watched Mountain Campaign, all 3 of you, will also know as playing low-key by. And since I'm gonna be eating regularly on this stream, which I'm gonna do now, he'll gonna support me a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a very funny song and dance. It's gonna be real cool. You'll have to see it. Well, you can, but you have to imagine it, and it will be very funny for me mostly. But like maybe vicariously, the viewers will get something out of it when I do it, and I hope that will be enough for moral and stream support. Now I'm just gonna test if I can actually hear myself on stream. Okay, yeah, that works.
Fox, I can tell you that Ghost is extremely hot.
Ooh.
Ghost, your voice. Oh no, you probably have a delay in the stream, so you can't voice the donkey.
But I can. Well, I just saw the Dr. Fox comment, and I'm. Well, I guess I can't disappoint a viewer, so I'll just have to be hot now. Never thought it'd happen like this.
Got a fresh corpse from the town. Wow, a talking donkey. Donkey.
Okay.
You can understand me. Let's talk. Who are you? I'm cheap labor. This cart isn't mine, so I have to work for the capitalist bastard who owns me. Down with the bourgeoisie! And I only earn 5 carats a day. This situation is deeply humiliating. You know where I'm coming from, comrade? The bastard pretends that he doesn't understand anything I'm saying. Anyway, I need to go back to the town. You get rid of this one and I'll bring you a new one. What a strange land this is.
When you started talking like that, I thought you were making this shit up, like you were ad-libbing this, and then the actual text came on screen, and I was like, whoop, I guess not.
Hey, what are you staring at? Grab that juicy corpse while it's still fresh. What for? I feel like we should take it to the morgue. I don't remember why exactly, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fun and might be profitable. Oh, I'm going to puke. Let's do it! So yeah,
Yeah, there's like a 99% heart on that. What does that mean?
that is the corpse freshness. It deteriorates.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
As they do, yeah.
I think you can see now why I wanted you to voice the donkey.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been. It could have worked out, but sadly, yeah, stream delay and all that. Maybe, mayhaps another time. Well, probably not actually. Now that I think about it.
Sard, I like this place. Feels like home. Put the body on the autopsy table. Then, what's next? Oh yes! Slice some flesh from the corpse. That should be good for starters. What? No way! This isn't right. Sure, it's not right. How could I forget? Maybe because I'm a talking skull with amnesia. Is it right what you don't know where you are? Is it right that I'm a skull? Nothing is right here. So shut the sword up and do what I tell you. You promise you'll tell me how to get home? You just need to trade the meat in the village tavern for a beer. Talking skulls never lie. And then bring the beer to me. Yeah, I learned the lesson that talking skulls do lie from Monkey Island.
I never played that, but it sounds reasonable.
You've never played Monkey?
I have not played
What kind
Monkey
of
Island.
German gamer are you?
The one that doesn't play a lot of point-and-click adventure games.
You disgust me.
Also, I'm barely a gamer. I play video games sometimes, but like I'm not that hardcore of a video game dude.
So let's extract the flesh. Isn't extract a wonderfully visceral word?
Yeah, it'll do. Also, so far, like you got ghost stuff going on. You got socialism. This is like a lot of my aesthetics.
Also, isn't it funny how I cut flesh out of a human corpse, presumably human corpse, and suddenly I get recipes for baked meat, sandwiches, and burgers?
I don't see nothing wrong with that. Hey, just tell me now, is there ever like a tiefling or demon type boy in that? Because if there is, man, that game is, I'll just buy this game.
I don't know actually.
No.
The alpha was still very limited.
We'll see. Yeah, that was. I recently, like in another Discord, I mean, there's a lot of art people. I bonded with someone else over our mutual love of tiefling boys.
Tiefling boys are pretty nice.
They're pretty fucking cute.
I also love how this buff boy, this strong beardy boy can just haul a corpse overhead like it's fucking nothing.
Just deadlift a corpse, you know?
It doesn't even cost me fucking stamina.
What do you mean, costing a corpse costs you? I mean, what? That was a sentence. Lifting a corpse costs you stamina? Like, come on, man.
Listen, we can't all be as buff as Lo, okay?
We can, but we can dream.
Let's bury it!
That's what video games are for.
Alright, looks simple enough.
Gotta carry the corpse around on one hand like a waiter.
Then I could carry two.
Well, this is the corpse du jour.
Hey, listen, with what the Frenchies eat, I wouldn't be surprised. And the wheel spins and lands on France. This is a reference to a web series that only I have seen.
Alright. I could throw in a hot Tomorrow's Nobody's reference if you want me to.
I don't even know what that is.
See, another web series that not a lot of people see.
Oh, Sard, here comes the bishop. He's your boss. Notice how none of the things in this game have proper names, all just titles.
The talking skull, the bishop, the donkey, Sard?
Dear me, I'm so tired. Why? Why do I have to come here every week? Let's talk to this bitch. Ah, Keeper, there you are.
Also,
Long pause. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your graveyard is a mess. Well, I just got here, asshole. There's no way I'm promoting you to cleric until you fix it. Do I get sweet magics when I get to become a cleric?
oh yeah, cleric level 1, you get channel divinity and Orison's first level spells. Well, I just mixed Pathfinder and 5e in a really weird way. Pathfinder would be channel positive energy.
Ah, fuck it. Pathfinder's for nerds anyway.
Is that also for babies and communists, or what was it he said?
Ooh,
Also, like, to address this really late after the fact, yes, this is indeed a crossover episode. Next week will be the Hot Springs episode. Watch out for that one.
and the week after, it's the beach episode.
Yeah. I did you.
We should note that our anime is completely staffed by overweight dudes.
Frank, speak for yourself. I am underweight as fuck. I'm not actually that underweight. I think I fall slightly on the lower end of the spectrum. Also, chubby dudes can be hot if you let them.
Your predecessor used to keep his stuff in a trunk somewhere here. Yeah, it's around the corner. You literally couldn't miss it when you walked in here, you fucking moron. This bishop is infuriatingly incompetent.
I don't need competence when I have God. I have the power of God and anime on my side. I just want, like, the Pope to say that. Because, you know, when he says it, it's real.
Well, with Francis, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean...
He rocks out some fierce lines.
Yeah.
And then his cardinals scramble to explain what he really meant.
Of course.
Because God is so great that his mouthpiece on Earth definitely needs clarification.
From, you know, lesser? I don't know. Like, what are they? Like, if he's... Like, what's the fucking point of anyone else? It's just the guy who, you know...
In the interest of compressing this a little bit, I'm gonna tell you right away from my experience from the beta what he's gonna say. He's just gonna think we're joking if we tell him we are not the graveyard keeper and came from the real world. And how can I fix the graveyard just gives us another look at the tutorial screen. And then we can ask him about the town, where it is and stuff, but I already know all that. It's nothing lore important will be happening anymore in this conversation.
Yeah, today we're doing a graveyard keeper speedrun.
Speedrun tactics.
Speedrun strats, man. It's all about the speedrun stats. What you're gonna want to do is you'll want to first of all make a burger, and then you give the burger to the cleric, but you poison it.
Also, I find it funny this game has a tech tree, so you can research shit, which I love. But also, the one technology we just acquired through talking to this incompetent bishop is called the concept of wood. Before that, we wouldn't have been able to fell trees. And we are still not able to fell the big trees, only the small ones.
Listen, man, you gotta fucking start somewhere. You can't just go whole hog. Like, you can't just learn about wood and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna cut down this big ass oak. No, man.
You mean we can't just go whole log?
You're starting to get it, son. Proud of you.
Also, I love this part of the map because it's a fucking realistic wheat field in a medieval themed game. Like, holy shit, this shit's big.
that big. I've seen bigger.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, actually. My window capture is a little wigged out. Let me fix that.
I've actually used to live next to a big ass field. Oh, that's better, I think. Like a tiny bit of the top is still cropped out.
Yeah. There we go, that's better. Tell me about that wheat field you lived next to.
Yeah, when I was a tiny childling and grew up in the countryside, yeah, our house was in between fucking just big ass field and our other neighbor were a place with a lot of horses, like just like a big property where horses just run around. And the thing about the field is you could, like theoretically, as a rapscallion child,
A rascally little brat.
yeah, he could like wait for the wheat to grow all nice and just run around in there and get up to whatever underage people do in wheat fields.
Also of note for the lore, even though we apparently just showed up, everybody recognizes us as the graveyard keeper.
I mean, it's a very recognizable position, you know.
Also, nobody calls us by any name.
It's the whole corpse stank thing. Once someone has it, there's only two possibilities, and one of them is illegal, so you'd rather not. Well, in our case, we kind of have a mixture of both, I guess. But you know, as I was saying, you could of course wait for the corn to grow all pretty and just run around in there and risk making the guy mad. The thing is, once it gets all big and pretty, fucking harvests start, and he gets fucking gigantic, horrible blade spinning vehicle out there. And I don't want to be on the same property as that.
Nah. I've heard too many stories of horny preteens being gobbled up by those things.
Oh god. Yeah, no, that's...
Also, to summarize what just happened in that conversation on screen, I tried to sell him my fresh meat, but apparently the kingdom has had problems with unscrupulous people before who sell suspect meat. Imagine that, and I need an official meat stamp.
To quote Mr. Arames, what?
Apparently I can order it from the capital, but it's really expensive. But there's this guy called Snake, and apparently he has a fake stamp. So I think Horadric isn't all that worried where my meat comes from.
So you're gonna get over to Snake and ask him to do you a solid?
Bad boy. But apparently tomorrow a girl called Miss Charm is gonna show up, and she can tell me more about where I can find Snake.
What are you just talking about? Okay. The guy who you give the meat to tells you this? Sweet.
Yeah, well, like I said, Horadric isn't all that worried about where my meat comes from. He just doesn't want to get into trouble with the meat inspector.
Okay.
Also, to heighten the farming aspect, and since I don't initially have any veggies to sell, like I would have in like Stardew Valley, but I get burial certificates every time I bury a corpse. Who makes them? Who writes them? Nobody knows. They just pop out of the grave after I bury the corpse.
I mean, it's sort of like birth certificates. Like they just come out there with the baby.
Oh,
and you just hang those.
Now I'm imagining.
Like,
Please.
listen, they come out there, you just hang those out to dry for a minute and give them back to the parents. It's the procedure.
Now I'm imagining paper cuts in a vagina.
You would. That's, yeah, he would do that. It's sort of like the baby comes out wrapped up in it, like you know, like bread.
Or like
or
a
meat, actually, or meat. You know, when it's like meat wrapped in paper, the baby comes out wrapped in first to get.
Also,
It
this part.
screams, like the baby screams because it's angry because it can't read.
Also, this is a feature that wasn't in the beta, but I already checked it out in my short test run. The wife of the tavern keeper Horadric can sell us recipes.
Huh.
And Horadric also gave us a letter for the blacksmith, which will lead to us getting the sword and slaying some slimes. The blacksmith is kind of ornery.
Does it also have like a dungeon thing just in there?
Yep, there's also a dungeon thing.
Was this made by the people who made Stardew Valley, or is it just like a...
No, it's made by Lazy Bear Studios, the people who made what was it called? Punch Club, I think, which is a boxing simulator.
I remember that name, but I can't quite remember.
And
Punch. Okay, now I
the
recall.
guy with the red eye is actually a reference to Punch Club. I never finished Punch Club, so I don't know what reference it is, but it is a reference I've heard.
Man.
Also, now that we have talked to the blacksmith, we have finally grokked onto the concept of fucking mining. So whatever our work in the real world was, we wasn't terribly smart.
I was gonna say, like, once you talk to the blacksmith, you get, like you said, you get the concept of fucking mining, but like, I think the concept of mining comes from the blacksmith, but the concept of fucking, that comes from the innkeeper's wife.
So let's kill these poor defenseless slimes who have hurt nobody.
Listen, man, they would if they could.
I also love how he swings that sword. It reminds me of one of those scenes in Asterix and Obelix, where the centurion trains his legionnaires and tells them not to swing the sword like a bouquet of flowers.
I haven't read that one.
I haven't read any Asterix and Obelix. I just seen the movies.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen some of the movies. I read some of the comics. It's a mix.
Also, apparently, out of the jelly that we have extracted from the killed slimes, we can make yummy gelatin desserts.
Aw, man, this reminds me of fucking Dungeon Meshi. Have you read that one?
Say it again?
Dungeon Meshi?
No.
It's a weeb comic for weebs. One of them Chinese finger paintings without color.
Mm.
And it's basically just about adventurers who are too poor to get any supplies, but have to get into a dungeon to save one of their members.
Interesting.
Is one of them. And their workaround is they just
cook the monsters.
Yeah, survive off of the dungeon.
Nice. And
it is a food manga. It's also like a fantasy action whatever thing, but it's like 50% food. it's also it's pretty good. I like it. And I just they have slime stuff in there.
Nice. Also, another example of our main character's glorious intellect. After the skull mentioned that we have a cellar in our house, we have finally grasped the concept of gathering fruit and mushrooms.
I mean, that's actually pretty impressive. You know, that's some deductive reasoning there. That he's like a cellar, therefore mushrooms. Like, I'd like to see the giant behind that. made that connection.
Ah, there's Miss Charm. She sings very, very strangely.
I can't hear it because I have this thing muted.
Oh no, she doesn't actually sing. I was talking about the transcription-y.
Yeah.
So let's see. What do you want? I am the graveyard keeper and I want to ask you some questions. I see. You know how many times a day I hear that same mumbling? I have no time for you, little man. Come back when you have more faith in yourself.
Wow. Did she just call you a manlet?
Yeah, I think she called me a manlet. Well, friend, can I have a moment?
It's not, like, that's not fair. He's stout, okay? It's different.
What does Miss Charm tell you? Literally to go away. Ah, always so classy. She would never talk to just anyone. I think that's what you call a bitch. I'm not just anyone, I'm the local graveyard keeper. Soon to be prior of the local church.
I'll touch up your boobs eventually, whether you want to or not. Such is the job of a graveyard keeper, motherfucker.
Also, this guy, this poet's name is Wagner with a V.
I mean, is that like, does he write all of the singer's songs, or how's that?
No, he's just pining for her. And he wants me to get some ink and paper.
Like, you'd assume he had those. I would assume he'd have those. Like,
the funny thing is, on the table sprite, he literally has an inkwell and paper in front of him.
I was gonna say.
Also, this game perpetuates the false notion that people in the medieval times thought the Earth was flat.
They did, in fact, not. It was used as an insult to those that watched the online video.
Yep. I actually did a short presentation on flat earthers and other fringe beliefs in university this semester.
Yeah. You know, flat earthers, Ready Player One, all the stupid fringe beliefs.
It's such a train wreck. I just can't stop watching. And he also told me about the old astrologer, who is by the old lighthouse every moon day. As you can see, the days don't actually have names; they have symbols.
Yeah. Is it an astrologer or an astronomer?
Astrologer.
So he doesn't actually know anything about stars.
I suspect that he's more of an astronomer than an astrologer, but they just don't have the word. Because he does tell people that the Earth is round.
God, I just... So wait, you... because I sort of just been getting the handle on this from context. So, guy dies in modern times, and then gets told to like do a thing if he wants to see his whatever again.
Yep.
And so he suddenly finds himself in medieval times as a graveyard keeper.
Yep. In the village, near to the town.
Where he tends to the grave in the church.
Pretty much, yeah.
And, yeah, that's how we sometimes, I guess. And he just starts doing shit.
Yep.
Hoping it works. Okay. Huh.
And I have to fix up the graveyard to become a cleric. And I need to become a cleric because I need to enter the church cellar. Also a little cutscene here. Damn gate! I'll come here. I'll come here every night if I have to, but I'll get through eventually. You know, it maybe would help if you actually try to open it.
That's how one should interact with gates, from my experience.
But yeah, spoiler alert, that bald, scarred dude is Snake.
Man, I'm so fucking spoiled right now. How dare you?
I know, I'm terrible.
But can you make items? Can you make items follow you around forever?
Yep.
That's sweet. That's also cruel. Don't.
Ooh, I learned how to make baked mushrooms and baked apple. Oh, also something I just noticed in the beta, in the alpha, there was no chest here. So I have 2 chests in my cabin now. That's neat. The nice thing about chests is that if they are in the right area, you can stuff your crafting materials in there and don't have to have them in your inventory to use them.
That's actually pretty good.
Yep. Oh shit, a ghost!
Wow.
This is not good. Not good at all. Who do you think you are?
Years after years, the prejudice just never goes away.
Hooray, a kipper! Wow, I've been here for, how long? I'm Yorick! This ghost is very confused.
So he has an actual real name and isn't just the ghost.
Yep. Well, I kinda lied when I said there are no real names, like the innkeeper has a name, it's Haradric.
Oh no, the cops showed up!
The blacksmith has a name, it's Kresvold.
Not sure his name.
That's a name and a half, dude.
Yeah.
That's enough of a name for 2 people.
Like, if they share. You have to really... Like, you know how it is with bed sheets? Like, you have to actively try to share. Were you there for the story of Korlak?
No, I don't think so. Also, Yorick just told me that the ghost of the dude in the lower right corner of the graveyard is annoying him. So he asked me to dig him up and throw his body in the river.
Are you gonna?
Yes.
Cool. So this is like, is it a whole day and night thing where you are awake at day and at night, or?
Yep. The blue bar is my stamina. I can regain stamina through potions and stuff, but my main way to regain stamina is sleep.
Okay.
Exhume! And I need exhumation permits to re-dig up corpses that I've already buried. And I can order those from the capital.
Or you can just do it.
Bye bye!
Like, that must be like you're going around town, because you know it's morning by now. And then you just see the graveyard keeper like, hello, just walk past this person. You ain't seen shit, boy.
What do you think you're doing here? Ghost asked me to get rid of a body. So what? Now you're just going to do everything he asks?
Oh look, the ghost is asking me to stab you right now. What a predicament.
Also, Gary has told us that the ghost can do nothing to us, whereas Gary can bite us while we sleep.
Wow. I wouldn't want any of that.
Like a toothy, do you?
What? I told you the story. Toothy to a degree. I want to keep it PG for stream. But...
Dude, on SSH there is no PG, my dude.
Ah, sweet. That means I can say the fuck word.
Yep. Also, apparently in this spot we can build a crematorium, which is also a feature that wasn't in the alpha. The whole Yorick bit wasn't in the alpha at all.
Cool.
So now let's actually get around to fixing up the graveyard a little bit. First we're gonna take out these weeds. Yeah, Nono's right. We're not allowed to say the H word. This is still a Christian streaming site.
Okay. So
No HE double hockey stick or even HECK.
Spelled it. I'm starting to picture that if I say that, I'm just gonna get kicked out of call. Yeah, you might want to be careful.
You know me, and no, I'm always the rebel.
He always has to push the boundaries because he got that cushion for that pushing.
Are you calling me fat?
Listen, you've called yourself fat on several occasions. I'm just returning the favor.
That's different, okay?
Also, I didn't exactly say you're fat. More that you're like cuddly.
Right.
You know.
Too bad there's not an audible alternative to the stink eye.
There's, however, the wonk, which I might be doing right now. It's like winking, but there's like a clown horn.
Hey, Bats, what's up, my dude?
I don't know who that is, but he's thematically appropriate. So,
Bats is like Dr. Fox is one of our Spaniaro trio. There's Bat Country, there's Dr. Fox, and there's Pama. Pama Grande.
hey,
A man who I love to have fights with.
We all need those.
Ooh, I didn't know you were learning Italian, Bat.
Parlo italiano. I can't do it. I can only do an insulting an accent. I made a really dumb tweet recently about the Italian language. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually sure if Pama's still here either, because I haven't seen him in a long while, and he has deleted his Discord thingy.
Maybe you finally won.
Maybe.
Oh, I just remember saying some shit. Either way, I'm also on this side, after looking at the Twitter of one Great Black Otaku.
Ah. A man of taste.
Exactly. First of all, I found out that he has a move that he used in an actual wrestling match called the Nico Knee. Knee spelled K-N-E. And I can't even be mad at him. He's just too good of a boy.
Dude, he's the best. He's the best. I love that he always plays little girls. This huge fucking literal professional wrestler. And I think he used to be a linebacker.
Yeah.
And he always plays little girls. It's glorious.
Enlightened to the wonders of sit posting.
Sit posting isn't something I'm familiar with.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know quite how it started. There's just a whole lot of fabulous pictures of him sitting fabulously as he does.
Well, he is a pretty fabulous dude.
He's pretty fun. Like, this is prime dudage right there. And people just cropped it out and put it into other pictures. And he'd
Right.
often just sit down in the wrestling ring, just sit there in the corner like, yo, Jay, what's up? And it's like, he'd be like, yeah, that's one powerful sit right there. And
I haven't actually ever seen one of his matches. But I'm not much of a wrestling dude.
Yeah, same here.
Though there is the argument to be made that professional wrestling is just redneck anime.
I've seen that argument be made, and I mean, like, Brennan really is the guy to just take that one to the peak.
Yep. the natural evolution.
He's the natural. Well, yeah. I was gonna say evolution. So, fuck. I can't think of the words right now.
Keep calm.
Natural progression of that. Yeah, that was one. And he's just like, why fucking stop with rednecks? I only saw that he apparently had a finisher once called the Cruel Angel's Thesis. And also this thing, Nico Ni. So dumb. But honestly, if I could, I would.
Totally, dude.
Like, if I could just do that. Just fucking be that guy.
If you said you're a tall boy, so you're prime wrestler material.
I'm not a buff boy though. I'm a lanky boy. And honestly, I'm not sure I want to be a buff boy. I think I'm fine with being a lanky boy.
Yeah, but you have that reach. You could learn sword fighting and challenge people to duels like Abe Lincoln did.
Abe Lincoln?
Yeah, Abe Lincoln was also a big lanky boy, and he used to challenge people to duels, and because he had such long lanky arms, he had a wicked swing with the sword, and so most people who he challenged to a duel would give up when they saw him hacking shit to pieces in his front yard.
I could see becoming Abraham Lincoln. It's not at all a very lofty goal to set for yourself.
To be fair, Lincoln is almost deified these days, but he was just a person as well. He may have somewhat freed the slaves, but he was still a racist of his time. He still saw the Negro as inferior to the white man. He just didn't agree with slavery.
Yeah. That was apparently the whole race theory was also like that was pretty big in Scandinavia for a while because they were basically trying to figure out who is the best race and all that, so they can set that up like a sort of like a classic social plan scenario for who, like all the good races will have to work harder for the lesser ones, and it's pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when you compare it to the German neighbors.
White man's burden, my dude.
Wow. We're just gonna
whip that out.
It's gonna, you know what? Let's just throw out the 14 words on stream live.
Mutti can come with her troops. I don't care. But yeah, we're meeting the Inquisitor now on the Witch Hill.
That sure is. Fucking got Inquisitor, got a Cleric, got any other D&D class? I mean, Pathfinder specifically classes.
Also, where the bishop was comically incompetent, this dude is more of the Spanish school of Catholics.
Yeah. Ironically enough, I expected as much.
So yeah, nice hill, little ruins. There's lots of environmental storytelling in this game. Even like in the intro, you saw that store he came out of. It was called 236 store, and you may have noticed that on the day of the week dial, there's only 6 days, not 7.
Okay, I mean, it's not really storytelling, is it?
Well, world building.
Oh, okay.
Oh look! It's a real life person on a pyre.
Well, the live part isn't going to be relevant for too much longer.
And everybody's cheering for the witch burning.
Yay! Sometimes you just gotta, man. Sometimes when your crops ain't growing and there's like badgers and stuff, you just gotta pick out like, just pick the bitch and burn it.
That's how that works, right?
That's how it be.
Yeah, no. In 80 years, we're gonna be the bigoted savage people.
Eh.
Who cares?
I mean, yeah.
Also, the Inquisitor basically recruited me to be his informant in the village.
So, is the moral of this whole thing that the church is just fucked?
I don't think that's the moral. I think that's just elements that they used in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you got a guy who's literal, or who wants to turn the town into a bunch of literal fucking corpse eaters. Who strives to be in a higher position for the church and works together with the Inquisition, you know.
Well, we could have refused, but I want to get all the quests.
I mean, the other thing, though, is, like, fantasy monsters are fucking real in this game, so what do I know, actually?
Good point.
Like, there are those, when you have, like, fantasy worlds where, like, werewolves and shit are real, and then they still try to shit on the church for being, not the best. Like, it's like, come on, man. It's real.
Yeah.
Witches are real.
Also, apparently, there's a dark cult.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that's just fitting. Is the plot twist going to be that this game is in the future?
Come again? I didn't get that one.
Is the plot twist going to be that this game is set in the future?
I don't know, but it didn't appear to me that way from the alpha.
I mean, I fucking wouldn't. That would be stupid. Anyway, to round off the thing I started a while ago, Brennan Williams on Twitter now has the username the Sultan of Sit.
Nice.
And his banner is currently the creation of Sit, which is a picture of him very fabulously lounging in the creation of man by Michelangelo.
Lovely.
Right?
Lovely.
It is beautiful.
So here you can see the tech tree. It is split into 6 categories, and I'm not super sure, but I think this cookery portion wasn't there before, but I think that's just for the new recipes feature. But yeah, it's there's anatomy and alchemy. There's theology, book writing, farming and nature, smithing, and building. And our first goal is to get to this part, woodworking, which will give us the ability to create wood repair kits.
Sweet.
But we will also need primitive forging, because for the wood repair kits we need nails. Also, I see they added a feature that I personally advocated for in the alpha, which is information of at which crafting station an object is crafted in a tooltip. Because that was kind of confusing during the alpha.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, to fix up the graveyard, we need to build shit to pretty up the graves.
Sorry, it's just some words you said trigger like a Vietnam War flashback in my head.
Like which?
Okay, I'll say some words at me, and some words at you. I mean, they're also directed at me out of shame. But I'll say some words at you, and you just give me like a yay or nay.
Okay.
So, 500 miles. Minecraft parody.
Not familiar, no.
That was the question. Oh god, this is one of those things that exist somehow.
Yeah, sometimes we're not sure how humanity led to a certain point.
I mean, I don't really think it's like, you can perhaps treat it as a reflection of humanity as a whole. And maybe there's some human condition stuff going on there. But I know an uncomfortable amount of lyrics from it. They just won't leave my brain. No matter how much I whip myself.
Yeah, brains are strange things.
What unsettles me, like, if this was made as a joke, 100, I'd be cool with it. I don't think it was.
Yeah, no, these people are usually 100% super serial.
Like, they probably, like, it's silly in tone, but they probably thought, like, it's like a genuine joke. It's not, like, sarcastic. No. Now yeah, I totally forgot some of the thing.
What was the thing?
I just saw a cosplay thing, and for a while I couldn't spot what the hell it was. It just kind of seemed familiar. And I was seeing it again on Brennan's Twitter, and it was about no smarts but hearts.
That does ring a faint bell.
It's another show on Stabbiness that Brennan is a character on. It's the Sky Ship show.
Oh, right.
Brennan, Jello, and some other dude.
Yeah, it's also on third wheel.
Oh yeah, it is on third wheel, not Stabbiness, right? I'm stupid.
Yeah, I actually haven't had much time to keep up with their stuff.
I think Brennan, Jello, and Jay actually are the players, right?
I think so, yeah.
I just forgot him to be honest. And yeah, this was a cosplay of I think it was Brennan's character, the one in also, of course, the tiny girl with big armor and cookies.
Yep. Yeah, Dr. Fox, the progression can be a little obtuse. I think the tech tree could have been organized better. And I know that I can't get stone repair kits until I get into the church. That's why I'm gonna rip out the stone parts that I couldn't repair and replace them with wood parts as soon as I can.
It occurred to me to make a penis joke, but then it also occurred to me to not. And I think that's the version. That's the option I'm going with here. Overall,
I don't even know where there's a penis joke in there.
it would, you know, yeah,
Oh.
the age old.
Good old wood. Good old reliable wood.
Good old springy shafts.
Shut up. It's not even that suggestive.
It's super. How? How could you not?
Brooms have shafts and wood can be stringy.
They have handles.
They have shafts. Shut up.
Come on, man. Back me up here. The word shaft on its own is super suggestive.
No, it's not.
Followed up by springy. Springy shaft.
I hate all of you. I hate every single one of you.
I deserve it.
No. I'm not pushing a gay agenda. You see, there's a reason that Ghost is on the stream because together we are pushing the superior bisexual agenda.
Yes, bisexual master race. It's the best of both worlds, man.
Why get rejected by only one gender when you can have two?
Oh, man.
Too real.
Stop it, you're hurting my feelings.
Too real.
Why never go out with women when you can also never go out with men?
Too real, too real. 3 real, 5 me.
You all know the MS Paint picture of the guy with the happy mask crying underneath.
Yep.
Just that.
Wojak.gif.
Oh yeah, the Wojak pictures.
I've decided for myself that because I'm so old and can't really keep up with the speed of memes these days anymore, I just reference them by picture descriptions. Like sweatytowelman.jpg.
I mean, I just said guy with happy mask who's crying underneath. I forgot that he was called Wojak or Wojak or whatever the fuck.
I think it's pronounced Wojak. Also, hey Wada. Great, now everybody's talking about me pushing stuff.
Dude, like I said, you got the cushion for the pushing. What do you want?
I hate every last one of you. You are all terrible, terrible people.
And you deserve us.
No, I don't. I'm a good boy. I never did anybody no wrong. Wada, I think Dr. Fox titled this game perfectly. It's Corpse Du Valley. Because even though the graveyard is my prime concern, I can, in fact, grow vegetables over here.
Sweet.
But I need to talk to Horadric first. Because apparently the garden is in forfeiture. Which is weird. Because you'd think that a graveyard would be state property. You know?
We can share. We all put in a bunch of corpses in there anyway. Who fucking cares who owns it? No one wants that.
I think I could actually imagine being a gravedigger.
An undertaker?
Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst job in the world.
It wouldn't. I used
Certainly,
to.
certainly better than customer service.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, it's like customer service, but they can't give you shit.
Exactly.
They can't talk back. What are they gonna do? Just forgot the thing. Like, well, who fucking cares? I think isn't that. I think something that some advice from tip off the tongue is that there's two industries that always look for jobs. Those are two places where you can always get a job. One is become an undertaker, and the other one is go to porn. It's
Undertaker, interestingly, is a job that could probably be very easily replaced with machines, but nobody wants to do that.
There's also the secret part that people don't talk about, where you have to make corpses presentable for like.
That's not the Undertaker's job. That's a mortician.
Okay, I think mortician was actually the one. So yeah, I think it was actually mortician instead of undertaker in that.
Well, if the town is small enough, they are probably both the same person.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But you can also become a mortician if you want. You just have to deal with. Apparently, the process of that isn't the prettiest.
You gotta drain all the fluids, man.
It's another thing I just fucking used to live next to for some reason. The apartment building in the city that I used to live in. There was also just, like, if you looked into like the inner parking lot across the way, there'd just also be a mortician there, and you just see them fucking show up with all the caskets, all day, every day, various shapes and sizes.
I hope not many of them were terribly small.
There was the occasional one, yes.
Those are the worst ones.
I
No, Wada, I don't think there's the option to go around town killing people to increase business.
Manager and Greg doesn't expense it.
But yeah, I like that Lazy Bear Games tagline the game, the most inaccurate medieval graveyard simulator.
Yeah. Burger. It's burger, okay. Oh god, I'm sorry, I'm throwing out the references to other streams.
No trouble, no trouble.
Yeah. It's just there's the fucking Starfinder thing where there's a guy who just becomes a cannibal. He's just eating the final boss stuff, right? He just fucking killed, and he's just sitting there like disturbing eating sound effects in the background. And he's like, "Oh man, I wish we had some bread and some cheese right now. I could make myself a burger."
That's actually an interesting linguistic question. Is he actually a cannibal if he's eating somebody from a different race?
Oh, it was from the same race.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
He does that a lot. He actually mostly the joke is pretty much that he kills and absorbs/consumes all of his family members to sort of ascend in their fucked up family tree, ascend in power.
Why not?
His name is Emir Kau, spelled K-A-U.
Oh, Emir does that.
Yeah, Emir Kau. He gets real fucked up.
Neato.
The whole thing just becomes his like. I think Jealous put it best when he said, "At this point, you're just a Dragon Ball antagonist, or Dragon Ball Z antagonist." Like, he just, whenever he finds someone with the same last name as him, he just kills them instantly. It's pretty fucked.
Sounds pretty damn fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, but then there's also other family names like a far cow. And one I think I still have to actually suggest it, but I would suggest one of them being around the cow. That none of them hold a candle to the so far undisputed matriarch of the family, Holy Cow. Rare anthropophag. Yeah, sorry. Rare anthropophagi. Phagite? Would it be Fagus?
Fagite. It's a soft J.
Soft G. I thought it was almost like phage instead of Fagite. Like rare anthropophage. Right?
You can use both.
I prefer phage because it's less confusing to pronounce.
Speaking of phages, have you seen Cells at Work?
I have in fact not, but I know about the Anone.
It's basically Osmosis Jones the anime.
But apparently it's as the kids nowadays say, moe as fuck.
Yep, moe as fuck. Also very interesting, actually, because I made the comparison with Osmosis Jones. It's very interesting to see the differing philosophies that are reflected in the representation of the body between these two properties.
You gotta do You're just gonna get out your big old university dick and do a fucking
hey, you're studying
analysis.
You're fucking studying chemistry, okay? You're an actually proper scientist. I'm just pretending, okay?
Let me have this. It's all I got. It's cool, man. I just like giving people shit.
But yeah, no, moe is a overly cute style of anime.
It is, yeah. I think it's usually supposed to refer to like them cute girls you're supposed to be dating, which don't exist. The term that gets thrown around a lot when you have just cute anime girl number 578,687. It's just generic moe blob semen demon.
Yep, pretty much. Also, Horadric just told me that the garden property, he like administers the whole thing because he's like he's the town mayor, as well as the tavern keeper. Speak of a conflict of interest. But the property is actually owned by the merchant, and the merchant comes in every gold day, which is between female day and green day. So this one over here.
I have a green day.
Yeah, well, I can't really give that symbol a name. Horn day.
Oh well, man. Also, how do you post pictures? Because there's one I like to post. I just got copy picture, paste picture, but it ain't.
You have to copy the link of the picture and post it in SSH chat. But yeah, the main thing that Cells at Work got popular for is because the platelets.
The platelets, yeah.
The cells that clog your wounds are really cute lolly girls. The fun thing about Cells at Work is that the mangaka has now produced a couple of spin-offs, and in the normal Cells at Work anime and manga, it's a relatively healthy body, but there's a spin-off called Cells at Work Black, where that shows a very unhealthy body. A dude who's fat, who smokes, who drinks lots of alcohol.
Oh no. Who would ever do such a stares at camera. No, I don't smoke. I'm not fat. I don't drink that much alcohol.
I drink no alcohol and I don't smoke. But I'm fat as fuck. Well, not fat as fuck actually. I've worked in food service. I've seen people who are fat as fuck.
I guess that's the one thing to make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah. Like I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy, but I've seen people who I would have fit into twice. You know, when you get so large that you can no longer walk properly, where you have to do this kind of rotating waddle. You know what I'm talking about,
I know
right?
what you mean too. Yeah. Also, when you said some people that you could fit into twice, I was like, yeah, I was like, can't believe you're gonna be horny on main and just be whoring for a vorin on stream.
Shut up. Vor, surprisingly, is one of the few fucked up things that I'm not into.
Same here, yeah. Based on, I ain't into it.
No thanks.
Big fan of that low impact consensual cuddling. That's my bag of chips right there.
You disgust me.
I'm one of those
You
degenerates.
you probably like hand holding too, you fucking degenerate.
I do.
Isn't it funny how our society has become so fucking perverted that we've come full circle and we're joking about people being degenerates for liking hand holding?
I mean, I think it's a pretty niche group of people that does the hand holding jokes.
But I've seen a funny and interesting graphic once. It was a comparison bar graph between the between murder rates and internet speeds. And in places where there were high internet speeds, there were low murder rates. And in places where there were high murder rates, there were low internet speeds. Really makes you think.
I also saw a really fun comparative graph about the number of computers that, or the number of people that regularly use Internet Explorer, or just the spread of Internet Explorer versus the spread of the Wiccan faith. And they're apparently anti-proportional.
Huh.
Like the more, as Internet Explorer goes down, the Wiccans go up.
Huh. Interesting.
And I advise you to not causate correlations. It's
Indeed.
big old mess.
That's why I did not establish a firm connection there. But the argument that high-speed internet access has at least contributed to a general decline in crime has been made pretty often. Because there is a pretty damn sharp dip between there is a pretty sharp dip in violent crime from the point where internet became a consumer good.
Or let's say that a society hypothetically wealthy enough to, have higher internet also has a lot better institutions for crime and stuff. Like once
that is also probably a factor. Yes.
I'd say that internet speed stuff is more indicative of like the wealth of a society, which then also, a wealthier society, I think if it uses that wealth well, if it applies it correctly, it can also help.
I
Mental
think I
health.
think it's kind of a double indicator. Like you said, it indicates a higher wealth and all the things that come with that. But I also think that higher internet usage does alleviate many problems that lead to these violent crimes.
Specifically, it makes people just into unmotivated losers who just sit around streaming fucking Corpse Party all day.
I have no idea what you might be talking about there.
Oh, that's also a different RPG Maker looking game.
I've heard it's actually pretty cool.
I've heard things about it, yeah. I'm not going to confirm or deny any of them on here. I'm on record, man. Whatever I say now can be held against me in a court of law.
Well, probably should have told you that this stream is going to be archived on SSH's YouTube channel.
Well, shit. I wish I hadn't said all those things about the black people.
Listen, people of color is totally different from colored people, okay?
You say that.
Totally different.
There's a trademark behind it.
Oh yeah, Fox, I totally forgot that buying the iron is way more efficient.
Good.
But I hadn't built an anvil yet anyway.
That was a good stretch. I'm lightheaded. Alright. That feels good to be a skeleton.
Skelly boy.
Yeah. Because you just get lightheaded a lot.
Spoopy Skelly boy. Listen. I'm not a Skelly boy, but I still get lightheaded if I stand up too fast.
Oh, yeah,
I did get the mats from the barrels in the cellar, Fox.
Sorry. I just remembered the fucking caricaturing with the I demand new thing, for I am young and vivacious, and you are old and about to die.
Huh, they changed that from the alpha too. It used to be that this little panhandle piece of this plot was large enough to fit the furnace. Guess they thought it needed rebalancing.
Are you getting backseat gamed right now?
Yeah.
That what's going on here?
But that's kind of standard in SSH. I don't mind.
Okay. You can't see it, but I was nodding.
Listen, if you have somebody on the site like Tits, backseat gaming gets acceptable. You don't know who Tits is, but Tits is terrible at everything. Technically, his name is 77 Tits.
That's a lot of tits.
Yep. Also, you will note an odd number, so that's worrying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that depends if it's one too many.
Alright, it's 27, not 77.
I mean, it's still a lot of hits.
And in places where he can't have such a risque username, he usually goes by Red Waifu. Because he is a Chinaman.
Huh. No, I guess I'm just too used to hanging out with the guy called Slippery Vagoo.
That's a good point.
To get unsettled by something like 27 tits.
I've also seen him... Oh! Shops actually close in the fucking night now. That's also a feature that wasn't in the alpha.
It seems they broke their fucking promise and made it more realistic. Dickheads.
Also, I've seen Tits in Places make his username the ASCII version of Tits. Like open bracket dot close bracket.
Yeah. I know. Alright.
And I hate to disappoint you again, Fox, but I need to buy some metal bits for the to build the anvil. Probably should have built it before the furnace. I am a dumb.
Wow. Cancel the stream. Start over. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Not doing
Shut it down! Shut it down! I also like how we haven't talked about the game in like half an hour.
I mean, yeah, it's typically what I like to do with game streams, because I don't like streams where people just go around playing the game and talk about the game. I like sort of podcasty streams where we talk about whatever the fuck, and there's also a game for anyone who wants to keep their eyes busy.
Yeah, if this was a more story intensive game, I probably would talk about the game some more.
I don't know.
But
we all know.
Everybody knows what's up.
Everybody know.
If there's some lore bits, I'm gonna summarize them lore bits real quick, but otherwise, nobody care.
Get a house. This is... Oh man.
Is this a clone of that clone of Harvest Moon? Pretty much, Suika. Fox summarized it pretty well when he titled it Corpse Stew Valley.
Oh my god, they made Harvest Moon edgy.
Yep.
They finally did it.
Hey, Chica!
Chica, I just know he sounds like he's Chica. It's Spanish link to Chica. Hey.
No. It's spelled S-H-I.
I know. I see it. I'm doing wackies.
You should actually get an account on SSH. Stop your despicable grey posting.
I could, but
do it.
Then I wouldn't do Ghost no more.
Do it, faggot.
Oh, fucking fine. Fuck you. I'll do it because I want to, not because you told me.
Right.
But that's not what I expected. Agree to be legally bound by the following terms. We're going to agree to be legally bound on the following terms.
Are you actually reading the fucking end user agreement?
I'm doing it on stream. Where else would I do it?
Nobody reads end user agreements, dude.
This is a really short one, though. The bulletin board solution release on the GM. Agree to not post any abusive, obscene, vulgar, slanderous, hateful, threatening, sexually oriented, or any other material that may violate any laws of your country, the country where SaveStateHeroes is hosted, or international law. Doing so may lead to you being immediately and permanently banned, with notification of your internet service provider, if deemed required by us. The IP address of all posts are recorded to aid in enforcing these conditions. You agree that SaveStateHeroes have the right to remove, edit, move, or close any topic at any time should we see fit. As a user, you agree to any information we have entered being stored in the database. While this information will not be disclosed to any third party without your consent, neither SaveStateHeroes nor blah 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 shall be responsible for any hacking attempt that may lead to the data being compromised. So how about that, huh? How about that?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of legalese.
Oh,
Nobody care. Does corpse rotation increase yields?
It should.
Suika whipping out the farming knowledge dick.
I mean, honestly, when I pictured corpse rotation, I was thinking more of like a doner kebab thing.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
You are a bad, bad man.
Listen, dude. You work with what you got, and sometimes what you got is what people want. You gotta work with it anyways.
But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I think this is a nice palate cleanser from Anono's We Happy Few streams.
Or was it just, did it just turn out you bought the game and it was bad?
Well, Anono, do you want to join this conversation and tell Ghost just how much you love We Happy Few?
I guess not.
It probably takes a while for him to get the delay.
One of the things I have to enter says, "How old are you, son?" Oh, you're doing some stuff with the BG? What's that?
Background.
Okay.
But yeah, We Happy Few is a big old buggy mess.
Nah.
You can see Jim Sterling's Gympressions for further reference. Boy brings some serious heat.
He does that.
I don't always agree with Jim Sterling's opinions, but I usually like his videos still. Ah, fucking bats again! Why?
It turns out the age value has to be smaller or equal to 69. So guess what my age is now?
You are a bad man.
Also, I already forgot my username for contains forbidden characters. Oh no!
You have written the forbidden characters.
I already I haven't even set the thing yet, and I already forgot my password. Is that gonna be a problem?
Yes.
I might want to change that.
You might. Passwords are probably the worst security feature humanity ever invented.
I mean, there's like, what would be really the worst security feature?
Actually, what's it called? Fingerprints and iris scan and such. There's a name for that.
Body recognition, whatever. I don't know.
Anyway, these kind of security features that require parts of your body to be used are often advertised as being super duper secure, but they're actually pretty easy to spoof.
Eh. Also,
biometrics.
Yeah. Your account has been created. However, this board requires account activation by the administrator group. An email has been sent to them, and you will be informed when your account has been activated.
I think Suika can actually take care of that right away.
Sweet.
We also have a forum, but nobody ever uses that.
Yeah, there. Also, no, please don't cut off my finger like in the movies.
The forum is mostly a place where Suika dumps information for people who want to stream.
The thing you gotta take care of is I just made an account and I like it to be approved by admin, if possible.
Fucking bats, I'm just trying to mine. Get off my back.
Yeah, really, bats are just the scourge of the working man.
Reminds me of the communist China scheme to be to rid themselves. Oh, I guess not all bugs are taken out of all the pests, and they killed all the starlings, I believe, and that was catastrophical because starlings were essential to the ecosystem in China.
Oops. Also, the name is actually a ghost. It's sad because I'm not allowed to put the trademark sign in there.
No, I think that that must have been before my time.
I'm just gonna start doing my own bullshit in the background.
Okay, let us smelt some iron.
I've yet to draw the other person's tiefling boy OC that I started drawing for them.
Neato.
And he's
Gonna be a saucy boy.
he's 12.
Well...
Don't say anything. I like you so far. I don't want to end that immediately. just don't say words. It's just that, yeah, the context is even, he's the tiny boy, he's the rogue.
Neato.
And that was like that. Apparently in the game they had to like go to like a fancy dressed place.
Mm.
And so there is the art of how he actually looked in there with fancy clothes. But one of the players was just like, hey, how about we force him to wear a dress? And so the player was like, no, but I'll draw it. And then she did. And
Ooh, I'm seeing secret messages that you can't see in SSH chat.
Secret messages?
Yep.
Well, glad he told me about them. Fuck! Is SSH older than Twitch?
I think so. Well, not SSH itself, but it's a descendant of a long line of similar sites.
Oh yeah.
I'm very new by comparison to people like Nono or Snore. But I think I'm on the site for like 3 years now.
Shit, man. I just like, fuck. For how long have you been doing Mountain Campaign?
Since February.
Huh. Oh yeah, around my birthday sometime. Yeah.
Twitch's predecessor? You mean Justin TV?
God. That's the name.
Justin TV was one of the foundational sites of internet streaming.
Yeah. So if my account is ever approved, just someone tell me the word. I'm just gonna be over here and draw things. That I already don't really like how this looks, but I guess I gotta finish it.
I think you don't. I think Suika said you don't actually need approval to
Oh.
use the use the streaming front page. The approval is not only for the forum.
Oh, okay.
So you should be able to log into the site.
It really helped that. Yep, incorrect login information.
Did you already forget your password?
No. I'm just not sure what the capitalization is.
You dumb motherfucker.
Listen, man. I'll figure it out eventually. See? See, I figured it out. Got it.
Now get some actual colors, you fucking gray poster.
Yeah, how do I do that?
There's an options button up top.
Oh, okay. Options. Style.
Yeah, I have the rainbow. Because I'm gay!
Can I get the entire rainbow? Or I'm just gonna go for
the rainbow is in general on the front page skin.
Alright, show timestamps and chat method used by oh, front page, okay. America. America. Dick butt? Fucking sure. Oh, dude, this is way better. Actually, on second thought, no, it's not. Christmas dick butt feels. Oh God. Yeah, this is 2001. That's what this is. I just go to the fucking front page. Okay. I can have a dark side too. Oh man. Oh, this one just looks normal. It's actually one of my favorites so far. What the fuck? Rainbow watercolor. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Edgelord. But first, I gotta see what with the Dawn mode is. No, that's too many anime girls. That's not allowed.
Dude, you can never have too many anime titties.
No, there's a limit. You just haven't reached it yet. There's a hard cap. And at one point,
Hard cap, huh?
Exactly. And eventually the body just gives out. And I'm gonna try to make the text a deeper purple. Apply. Okay. Yeah. That's some good purple.
Now you're one of us.
One of us.
Well, you're not completely one of us before Dolan doesn't make a wrestler of you. I'm not even sure if Dolan still does wrestling streams.
Fair, I guess. Fair, I guess. I gotta do some.
Oh yeah, you have Whoop's colors.
Whoop.
Whoopar, he was also a German, but he hasn't showed up for a long time.
Huh.
I also seemingly replaced a German who hasn't shown up since I joined. Who was I don't even recall his name. It was something with hamsters.
I guess there can only be so many Germans in here. It's like, you know, Highlander rules. You know how it be.
I also apparently very much sound like the hamster guy.
It happens. But I really got to do a lot of clean on this fucking press. Holy shit, that was a bad job of me last night. Fuck me. Learn how to
Well,
draw,
if you
faggot.
insist.
I mean, fuck, I ain't saying no. I ain't about to do, you know? I'm desperate enough.
Trust me,
That's
you're not that desperate.
That's what you like to hear, isn't it? What's the most attractive quality in a man? Well, he has to be very desperate. Pent up also works.
More like tied up.
How about a very potent combination of both?
This is now gay stream.
Yeah. Apparently ever since I started doing chemistry stuff, how about a very potent combination of both has just become my catchphrase. Like that's just me now. Oh,
should get that on a shirt.
I might.
Also, something they apparently changed from the alpha, a feature which I actually liked pretty well, is that in the alpha you used to get more energy from sleeping during the night, but apparently now you always get the same energy.
Ain't have it all. What you laughing about there, Slugger?
Just the meme I started.
I'm officially not paying attention to chat anymore, so I wouldn't know.
My boyfriend Gil best meme.
What's that about? Enlighten me.
Simeon, another streamer and the guy who helped me build my PC, he streamed a game called Spiral Scouts, and it was something in the vein of Conquer, Bad Fur Day.
Oh.
If you know that,
Yeah,
so with a cutesy optic but really crass.
Yeah.
And one of the characters just casually kept mentioning his boyfriend Gil. And so I made it into a meme where there is a button above the chat window that lets you put your text into rainbow colors. And so I kept just posting my boyfriend Gil in rainbow colors.
Wait, where's... Oh yeah, there it is. Rainbow and rainbow. Yeah, okay, classic.
Oh yeah, Simeon, total bro. He helped me build my PC. From the Bahamas, no less.
That's trooper.
Well, he didn't come here.
Still a trooper.
Even did kind of a live building. I kept we got a channel on the SSH Discord, and I kept posting all the pictures there and getting instructions.
That sounds like a straightforward good time.
It was. I even did some clutch work because the cooler I got was fitting for my processor, but the brace that came with the cooler wasn't the one that I needed for my processor. It was a little too big, and so I could have just ordered the correct brace from the maker of the cooler for no money at all.
The fucking rainbow thing didn't work.
You didn't use it probably then.
I put it into the brackets.
The last letter and first letter have to touch the brackets. No spaces between them.
Come on, man. Oh, that's just...
See, it works.
Okay, there's no space between this bracket, there's no space between this bracket. Testing it.
No space between the first letter of your text and the bracket and the last letter of your text and the bracket.
That's what I tested. Like it's bracket, rainbow bracket closed, then immediately the first letter, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put one letter in there without anything else, just one letter. It should hypothetically work, shouldn't it? Right?
Well, you don't really get a rainbow then.
Right. It would be a different color. It wouldn't be my color.
I think so.
So if I just did that, it's still my color.
You're doing something wrong, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It works for me. Man too dumb to use chat macros. More at 11.
Wow. Never have I expected to be this savagely owned.
Sheikah. This game is Graveyard Keeper. It's basically Stardew Valley but with corpses.
What the fuck did you say? Gary Oak logged in as actually a ghost?
Gary Oak is the chatbot.
Ah. But I'm not a bot. Oh, fine. Oh, okay, yeah, now I got it. I'm an idiot.
Apparently the spaces isn't the thing, and Suika needs to add you to a group.
Well, thanks for making fun of me. You can't use technology. How do you not know how this works, man? Yeah, it feels silly, doesn't it?
Dude, I always feel silly.
With good reason, you silly fuck.
Wow, devastating.
Yeah, I got more where that came from, fuck bitch.
The hurt.
God is my witness, he's broken in half.
Yeah, as Nono explains, Gary Oak is the name of the original site owner and coder.
Ah. Okay.
But yeah, I think you need to be added to the bumper group because that's also the why you don't have an avatar picture, like all the cool kids.
Yeah. I've seen it. Those kids are cool. They're not. But they can never know.
Suika asks if you can use both bold and italics. Shika, my goal right now is to get my graveyard up to a quality rating of 5, so the bishop that comes around once a week and checks out my graveyard can promote me to a cleric, so I can get into the church and into the church's cellar. And for that reason, I first made some repair kits to pretty up the graves that were already there. And then I built some build some decorations that weren't there before.
Well, I think I'll just redo this lake real quick. Yeah.
Try the rainbow again. Suika has added you to the bumper group.
Okay.
But yeah, Shika, my overall goal is to get back home to the You're a bad, bad man.
I'm a bad, bad boy. Alright, bad boys need to get punished.
But yeah, Shika, my overall goal is to get back to the real world, because in the intro we were just a normal dude walking home from work who got hit by a fucking car.
It happens.
And then we woke up in this medieval-ish place as the graveyard keeper.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's where graveyard keepers come from. That's just how it works. Oh, good. Ah, it's too thin. Gotta make them legs more thick. Did I mention he's
Thick!
12? Like I said, did I mention that he's 12?
Come again?
Did I mention that the guy I'm drawing right now is 12?
Yes, you did.
Cool. Just thought I'd reiterate.
And you did warn me off not making any sexualizing jokes about him.
Well, I mean, you were like, well, and I was like, I just recalled that other remark with Vor being like, one of the few fucked up things you're not into, and you did call those platelets lollies instead of just children. So, like, you know, I didn't want to have any surprising reveals about your character that perhaps, like, you know, there's just some things where you're like, well, I guess that's just him, but we'll never really be friends.
Just not gonna comment on that.
I think that's for the better. Now we get to the part that line art, I think, should be mostly done. Yeah, this isn't really good looking, but I'm just going for like silly, small silly drawings that should work out. Now for the paint. That's probably
Okay. I have brought up the graveyard to the required quality and then some even. So when the bishop comes on the next Sunday, I will be ready for him.
cool.
Could also be called the next Purple Day. If we go by colors, because I can't give all the symbols a name.
Yeah. I shall now spend the next couple of minutes painting this underage boy's chest. Why did I do that? I misnamed a layer in a horrible way.
You should not do that.
I just accidentally named it chest hair instead of chest cut. He doesn't have that. I can probably just put that here.
Also, to summarize what Gary the Talking Skull just told me, he said that there could be a portal on Witch Hill where the witch burnings happen, and he said that the old astrologer probably knows more.
Sweet. Guess you know who to ask. Oh, this is my favorite bit. I like coloring things.
Don't color across the lines.
Dude, that's like the best part.
Well, then you're just a commie bastard.
Oh, here's the thing. With the magic of digital painting, you can just throw fucking huge-ass blobs of color on there and then erase them into the lines.
But digital art isn't real art. You're not a real artist. You're cheating.
You still pay digital artists actual real-life money, so I ain't fucking hearing none of you. I don't fucking care what you think. As long as I get that dough.
Yeah, Sheikah, Gary the Talking Skull, but it's spelled G-E-R-R-E, R-R-Y. The next thing I'm gonna do is fix that bridge. Because of my alpha play already, I know that it leads to a big swamp area where I can find a new NPC.
Is it Lord Swampass?
No.
Well, boys,
Lord 8 Flitch 12 nails.
What?
No, I was just talking to myself about what I need.
Shit. Raised too much. That's okay, look at... I can leave that as a flat thing. Address...
Yes, I have played Stardew Valley quite extensively, and this feels similar but also different. Stardew Valley was much more of an attempt to I'll say homage Harvest Moon, and while this takes definite inspiration from Harvest Moon, it is much more its own game.
How did that pen get so big? Wonk.
The hits just keep on coming.
Yeah. The jokes just never stop. Here, good old Ghost. I'm like a mom and pop corner store that sells you underbaked punchlines.
Could have called it the Tante Emma lad.
I could, but then the nice people at home wouldn't get it.
Also, Tante Emma has kind of morphed into Uncle Ali.
Oh. Well, that's... I mean, it's different. I've never actually... I'm pretty sure I've never been inside a Tante Emma Laden.
I have been. What happened to you, Nono?
What happened, Nono? You used to be cool. So, what shade of pink do you think I should go for with this dress?
Hot pink.
Hot pink?
Yep.
Alright, cold pink it is.
Fuck you. You're really asking for me to give Lo some really terrible diseases.
That's different. Leave the boy out of this.
Why do you think I'm a game master? It's not because I like GMing so much. It's because I love the power trip.
Yeah. I'm looking at story time with Nono right now.
Yeah, I'm reading Anono's story too. I am giving it rapt attention. That's pretty spoopy, Anono.
You should play the X-Files theme over there.
Wait, let me.
So, what shade of pink
Did you know that the X-Files theme actually has an extended 3-minute version?
I think I do actually.
I used to hear it sometimes when I worked at the cinema because they used to play movie and TV soundtracks on the speakers.
Yeah. Would you look at that? I think I'm gonna keep this color plan for the other thingy. But yeah, I've also never actually watched the X-Files.
You've never watched the X-Files?
I have never watched the X-Files.
You're such a pop culture disappointment, dude.
At least I'm not a fucking pedophile.
Listen. 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 Okay?
In the process of listening.
Anyway, this game is really fun.
I bet it is. I'm just gonna sit over here on my high and mighty throne, drawing this 12-year-old child in the dress, like a person with a moral high ground.
It's over, Anakin!
I think this is a nice shade of pink I can go with. I can brighten this up in some places, but yeah.
Malt beer, yum yum. Do you like malt beer?
It's been a fucking minute since I've had any.
You should, if you do try some, you should try the Oettinger one. It's not as sweet as the as Vita or caramels. Because those are basically lemonades for children.
Yeah. You know, I'm not. I'm personally not that much of a beer connoisseur.
Well, malt beer isn't really beer.
Yeah, I know. It's just that the problem with beer that I have is not that it has alcohol in it. It's that it tastes horribly. I mean, tastes horrible.
Yeah, I never understood how people like the taste of beer.
Yeah. But if we have the same thing, then maybe malt beer does actually taste better.
I really like the Oettinger one. Good shit.
I'll give it a shot. I give it a shot at one point or another.
If you can find it. Because that's always my problem. Because as you might know, Oettinger doesn't have the best of reputations.
I'm aware.
For those not in the know about the
German beer market.
The German beer market, Oettinger is a very, very, very cheap cheap brand of beer, and so naturally it is preferred by the homeless population.
It also has a pretty good alcohol percentage, so it gets you, you know,
Gets you hammered.
you don't need as much for the same result. It's like a weird thing because I guess I started the story, so now I gotta finish it on stream. No, my mom actually is a big Oettinger fan, and she's the last person who you'd ever expect to be an Oettinger drinker. She's all like she currently works as a kindergartner, but she used to work as a music teacher with her actual diploma in music and whatever. She's big into that culture. I barely managed. Like, she wanted to drag me into ballets a lot, and I resisted that. So I did not fucking want it.
Maybe she did drag you there and you just repressed the memory. That's probably why you're gay now.
It's about as plausible as other explanations I've heard. But yeah, it was like a weird thing to see someone get to know her, and then someone be like, wait, what? Like, just see like the big fucking, like the big pile of Oettinger bottles.
Yeah.
And be like, what?
Alcohol culture is so silly, dude.
Yeah, it is.
One of the many reasons why I do not drink alcohol. Miss me with that shit.
I mean, I drink alcohol pretty much only in company.
Mm.
And if I want to get fucking hammered. Which mostly only happens in company. Well, sometimes I want to, you know, I've so far resisted the urge to get fucking hammered by myself because I don't think that ends up in a good place in the long term.
Yeah. Like my view on drugs, including alcohol, and alcohol is a drug. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Has changed significantly as I've grown up. Like, I used to be hard against them, but these days I'm just like, just don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Welcome to Responsibility Stream here on SaveStateHeroes.com. Today, we will give you a little lesson about drunk driving. Don't.
PSA stream.
Only drink and drive responsibly, kids.
I've actually lost a family member to drunk driving.
Huh.
Well, it's kind of an exaggeration to call him a family member. Like, he was part of my bloodline, but he died before I ever got to know him.
Your bloodline.
I know that's not a word that Germans should use.
He was a member of your clan.
No, but my maternal uncle, so my mom's brother, he died when he was 12 on his birthday. He was riding his bike to the baker's to pick up his birthday cake, and then a drunk truck driver pasted him onto the street.
That doesn't sound good.
Nope. The funny thing is, not only
there's a funny thing?
Well, funny in my fucked up humor sense. Not only did that drunk driver not have a license because he had been caught drunk driving months earlier, he also got off scot-free because his dad was a big industrial dude, and my maternal grandpa was just a post carrier.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
Yep. Hooray
Yes.
for capitalism.
Hooray. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to that. I think I've actually also lost, technically, Uncle in a car crash. I vaguely recall, I don't know much about him. I know that I think he died in a car crash before I was born, and that he was super gay. Which, considering he was like that was quite a while ago.
That
Like,
can't have been pleasant for him.
I don't figure it was. He was, I think it was an older brother of my father's.
But at the very least, we never chemically castrated our gays like the Brits did.
Oh God.
Robbing us of one of the greatest minds of our age, just because he liked dick.
Honestly, I think that's like a feature, not a bug, man. If you're, once you pass a certain threshold, it's just all cock. Oh, that was satisfying as fuck. Like, it's so fucking great if you have an area colored in and just in one brush stroke just go through it and perfectly remove the color from just that one specific outlined area.
Oh dear, this corpse is rotting happily. It was already at 44%, so half rotten away.
Well,
into the river with you.
Yeah, we ain't burying gross corpses.
I want to keep my graveyard neat.
God damn it.
But yeah, if you bury more rotten corpses, your graveyard quality suffers.
That's dumb. That is really dumb. Like you get what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Fantabulously done.
But you can learn embalming techniques later on, I hear.
Yeah, it's once you go to the Egypt extension, it's all you need.
I'm not actually even sure if Egyptians invented embalming. I know it was a big part of their death cult.
Who doesn't know the ancient Egyptian death cult?
Okie dokie, it is Sunday again. So time for the bishop to show back up.
Sorry.
No trouble, no trouble.
Oh man, I sure wish others too would be able to experience the unbridled joy of creating an art piece. There's just nothing that can compare.
The unbridled joy of always worrying if you could have just made that little detail a little better.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The unbridled joy of feeling it's never good enough.
I mean, no, that only comes after you post. A couple minutes later. By that time, if you're smart, you're already drawing the next thing and just forgetting about the first one.
Never stop drawing! Never stop drawing!
I mean, that's the whole thing, you know? Once you sign the blood contract with Satan to make you good at art, the side effects include never being able to stop.
Alrighty, I fixed the graveyard! Woo! Now I'm the prior of the church, and I get to do sermons.
I'm just looking at this. It's all sort of pretty. I'd be buried there. I would be Like, you know, there's some graveyards where they wouldn't catch me dead in those graveyards, but this one, undoubtedly, it's got some good shit.
Let's prayer this shit up. May the force be with you.
Oh, real video games. Yeah, yeah. For a second, I figured you were ad-libbing that one also.
Nope. Also, I can hold prayer every purple day or Sunday. And now I have access to the library under the church.
Game theory. Was the Purple Day made by the Purple Man and Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, Matt Pat.
You see, the game has 6 days. Does that mean it has 5 nights?
Ouch, that one hurt. That one hurt, my dude.
You're fucking welcome. It's that good pain. Okay.
Game theory. Is the graveyard keeper living in a game?
Game theory. Is this the origin story of Bowser, but the skeleton?
Game theory.
Mario Kart?
Game theory. Is Gary Sans? Because everybody is Sans.
That would just be silly. No, Gary might be Ness.
But isn't Ness Sans?
Well, shit.
Do I need to play the X-Files theme again?
You got me there.
Also, I can now order shit at the Royal Services post box next to the church. I need 10 copper pieces to get my citizen's license. What is this, UK? Fucking licenses for everything. Yeah, I'd get the seal, but it's 50 silver, Dr. Fox. I do not have that. So yeah, fuck that. Also, I think since I just opened the church, which is like a major development in this game, I'm gonna cut the stream here. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you Ghost for this crossover stream.
Anytime. Not actually anytime. Please don't.
Anytime, except on days that end with Y.
Don't contact me between 5 and 8 p.m.
That's my private time.
You can't see it, but I'm wagging a lot of eyebrows. I guess this calls for another wonk. Good thing nobody has caught on to the fact that that is a Homestuck reference.
I need to read Homestuck again. Is it
No, you don't.
Is it finished yet?
It is finished, yeah. The ending is incredibly underwhelming.
Well, I didn't expect much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you cut the stream yet? I was gonna say, that's a prime stream conversation we're having here.
Anyway. Thanks everybody for watching, and next stream I'll do will be Chasm again, and then Unavowed, and maybe if I feel like it, I'll stream some, throw some Graveyard Keeper in there, but I'll probably play the same game offline, so if I do stream it again, I'll just catch everybody up on what happened while I was off stream. And so now I say Marco.
Hello. I'm good at this game. Are we offline yet?
We are offline.
Okay, good.